Despite the four, it's an excellent over. Gets away with that one. So 4 runs, 1 over. Get a little bit of sun coming out. You can see with the players' shirts a little bit of wind. All of the players on these teams have played a lot of cricket, so they all want to be part of the action. Sarah Hull, incoming bowler. Nick off with the underside of the bat for a run. Bit of a cross bat that. Changing his guard here a little bit. Close to a wide down the leg side there. A lot of movement. So I all want to bring that on the off a bit more. That one's middle and leg. Clipped away. Have a run. Beautiful camera work by our cameraman out on the sight screen there. Nice little clip there on the offside. Square cut going fine. Another boundary. So the sentence team having a hard time keeping these free scoring Joda players in check. A little wide down the offside, gets away with it. Getting some bounce. So that's the end of the over. 2 overs down. Score must be around about 9 for no wicket. It's always great to see 2 evenly matched sides go at it. Bashir deciding to dispense with the helmet. I guess in the Marines he wears them often enough. Kumar just digs that one in. Hostile bowling. That's good. Slightly shorter of a length. Almost a run out there. Nicely stroked away, but no run. Straight to the fielder. Kumar bowling to a fairly traditional field. Mid on, mid off. All inside the 30-yard mark. Good piece of fielding there. All of these players very fit. Obviously work out during the rest of the week. 5-day athletes. Clips that one away, straight to the fielder. Kumar doing a good job of keeping the runs down. Beautiful run up. He pats himself on the side almost. So to get his cadence driven there. Nothing doing. So now we're 10 for no wicket. It's a run rate of 4.29. 2.5 overs. Rudy on 5, Kinnell on 4. Joined in the pavilion by Lloyd. The sentence team doing a good job on the bowling. So Rahul into bowl. Right on the stumps there. Dabbed away for a single. And here comes Lloyd.
So this is Game 2, American College Cricket All-Stars Weekend 2021. The score is 12 without loss. And this is after 3 overs. We're in the 4th over. Keenal Patel on 4, Rudy on 7. So pretty good start by the Sentence 11 with their bowling, restricting right now the team to just under 4 runs and over. And Rahul Gorajala has bowled 1.1 overs, 6 runs scored, and here he comes. We were having a chat earlier, and Rahul said he used to be a full-fledged fast bowler with a long run-up and so on, but then as he started to focus on wicket-keeping, as well as his batting, of course, it dropped down to just a few steps and not really bowling that fast. In the last couple of years, he's gone back to generating a lot of pace off a short run-up this time. And that one's cracked square the wicket on the offside, and they get a single, as that's Rayan Kapoor at point. And Rayan Kapoor is one of the big guys here this weekend. We've got a few of them. As Rahul Gorajala comes in. West Virginia University. Here he comes, right arm. How good ball, and played defensively, treated with the appropriate respect by Rudy. Rudy showed us some delightful shots earlier, David.
Yes, and I think it'll probably even be better in this innings as well, with this having played a little bit.
So Rahul once again from the far end, right arm, coming in. That's a Yorker, and
he's given.
That's LBW. Yorker hit him, and Rudy seems to be checking the clouds or something that way. Probably looking to see if there's a storm brewing on the horizon. But he is definitely out, going to the umpire, and that, of course, is the final decision. So let's see a replay here. And
it's an excellent piece of bowling, actually. Very vicious delivery. Right. Very hard to play.
Yeah, Yorker length and good speed. Here it is. Yeah, I mean, the camera's right behind, and that looks full on. Even if the ball was going to do some kind of movement, it would be difficult to say that that's going to miss that wicket. And so Rudy goes. Nil Patel walks through wicket. Nil Patel, man with a strike rate of 240 and over 20 innings coming into this game, just made 2 in the first game, so he'll be looking to live up to his reputation, David.
Yes, he's got something to prove in the second inning, so we'll see how he digs himself in this time around.
Nil Patel from NJIT. That's New Jersey Institute of Technology. They have come on so strong in the last few years, except for the lockdown, of course. And their batting in particular has to be one of the best in American college cricket history. We've had some pretty good batting sides in American college cricket history, especially in the teams that won the championships. But NJIT, tremendous batting. Here comes... nicely played into the offside, but fielded, and the great throw, powerful throw there. No, just a single. Let's see that replay. And first there was some hesitation there. Could have been deadly.
He who hesitates is lost and all that. But a confident first shot by now.
Yes, nice cut there. Lovely looking shot. And Hasnan Bashir, wicketkeeper, running up to the wicket for the powerful throw from the man at point. So 14 for the loss of 1 wicket. Rahul Gorajala has gotten the first wicket for the Sentence team, which is looking to do much better than their first game.
You bet.
Keenal Patel is on 5, Nil is on 1. And as I was saying, Neil Patel comes from NJIT in New Jersey, and a powerful bat inside over the last few years. Just tremendous bat inside.
I was interested to hear Neil say that the NGIT administrators are right behind cricket in that institution.
Oh yes, it's awesome to hear, and of course, it has had an effect on their performance. And it's a circle. The team performs, they got rewarded and recognition, and in turn that inspires more.
Yeah.
And we love to see that wherever it happens, whichever college it happens in. Stroked out into the offside. This is Emmanuel Citroen. It's the one improvement I'd like to see with the scoring software. Of course, we've been using Cricket Club since 2017. Nice little crack square of the wicket. And that's 4 runs. So good shot there. And that was Neil Patel, yes. Well, that's his first boundary. Yeah, the names, it only shows like the first name and the last initial.
Right.
And
I'd like to see the full name.
Yeah. Or even the last name instead of the first name, because we tend to refer to the players by their last names.
Yeah.
Citroen clipped away by Neil Patel. And they run a quick single. Oh, that is a single leg buys. And it'll put Kunal Patel, who made 35 not out in the first game, was looking pretty good.
Yeah, it's looking pretty comfortable out there.
Citroen has played in the minor league and is hoping to eventually make it into the USA team. And this one is played away into the long on area. They'll get a single. You're watching the American College Cricket All-Star Weekend 2021 edition, and this is at Moosa Stadium in Pearland, just outside of Houston. Moosa Stadium, of course, established by Saki Muhammad, and we've been playing here since 2014. So it's been a pleasure to be back here again. American College Cricket, of course, the National Championship from 2022 will be March 16th to the 20th. And on Sony, our exclusive broadcast partner, struck mightily by Neil Patel. It's just such an easy shot, isn't it, David?
6 runs all the way.
Yeah, and he seemed to put no effort. This is such a powerful hitter.
He's, as we said earlier, he's a very powerfully built guy. Works out regularly. And faced a lot of adversity in his life, and he's met it head on. So he's got mental toughness as well. Look at that shot.
I've seen that so many times from him, though.
Yeah. He makes it look easy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Broad shoulders.
Very powerful shoulders. Biceps, triceps, everything. He's got at the full package. And he also works out legs. You know, some people skip leg days. Not Neil Patel.
Got to do them both.
Yep, because you can generate even more power from your legs. Yep.
Yeah, it's your biggest muscle. Yeah, cricketers are working out a lot more than they used to. Remember those tours where they used to take their cigarettes and smoke them? All the cigarette manufacturers were sponsoring.
Well, like every other sport, things have progressed.
Yeah.
And become more professional and so on.
Well, it's science in action, right?
Yeah. Because the more people play, the more competition there is, the better you have to be in every aspect. And fitness can make a difference between two equally talented players.
Yeah.
Oh, this one is struck.
That's a lovely shot.
4 runs.
So both batsmen in full cry at the moment.
26 for 1 after 5.2 overs. So the scoring rate picking up. Kunal Patel moves to 10. Neil Patel 11 off of 6 deliveries. Raul Gorajala from West Virginia University in his third over. And I personally love when we do the All-Star weekends because we get a chance for players from different universities to play together, different parts of the country even. Here comes Raul. And this one is popped up into the air, but safely. And there's no damage, no run. 30 for 1 off 5.3 overs. Raul. And this one slips out of his hand.
Pick that one up.
Wow. That's beautifully played.
Yeah. Majestic. Imperious. Just two words that seem to... The timing was just magnificent.
So Kinal Patel seems to be in fine form. He made a very nice 35 not out in the first match. And here it is. That shot alone is worth an entire innings.
Yeah. His timing is excellent at the moment. Makes it look effortless.
Here comes Gorajala. Drops this one a bit shorter. You can see the pace even off that short run up. And a diving keeper is able to stop it. Husnain Bashir is in the wicket, behind the wicket, and Husnain is a great story. Started out in American college cricket, basically learning the game. Became a fast bowler as Gorajala comes in. Put the Yorker length, and this one, Bashir doesn't get cleanly, so they get a single, might be by or something. Yes, wide. He started as a fast bowler. Was looking very promising, and then he was a college player of the year 2019. After his team, he led the team to the semifinals of the national championship and an all-star. And by the end of the year, he was a U.S. Marine. Gorajala.
Yeah, so cricket is a good training for being in the Marines then, do you think, Lloyd?
Well, yeah, and I mean, being in the Marines has really matured him, and he is a different person in many ways, certainly on his way to being a leader, and very much more mature.
He's a lot more self-confident than he used to.
Absolutely, you can even see it in the way how he carries himself.
Yeah.
And he's changed to batting, focusing on his batting, because of course, being a fast bowler puts a great demand on the body, and he wanted to preserve the body for his duties as a Marine.
Yeah.
And he's turned out to be a tremendous batsman. He's been scoring runs like crazy in the local leagues in the Maryland area. And the last 9 innings were all good scores, including scores like 94 and 145 and stuff like that.
That's remarkable. No, I mean, that's a real change in mentality that you've seen over the course of playing with American college cricket.
Absolutely. And I'm loving these pictures, and it's really making the uniforms pop as Citroen comes in left arm. Oh, this was nicely bowled, but Neil Patel gets it away down to... gets it down back past the bowler, and the man on the boundary fields. So it's just a single, but nice action here from Citroen. And from where we are in terms of the camera line, it's great to see how that one particular ball was coming in the flight. As soon as more towards the leg, a lot of peel. The umpire is not interested in raising his hand. No point in any exercise.
Nope. It's a game of conserving energy, right?
Yep.
Explode at the right time.
As a few crows, I assume, crossed the skyline.
Playing this good bowling straight.
We're here at Moosa Stadium, Pearland. Texas. And this is not Friday Night Lights, but Saturday afternoon cricket. Friday night
day. The ideal day.
Yes. Friday Night Lights, of course, refers to the tradition of high school football on Friday nights in Texas, in particular. Oh, and he's gone.
A hook and catch.
Patel pulled that one there, didn't get a hold of it well enough, and it was caught at the short mid-on position, well caught. I'm sure it was struck fairly hard, even though he didn't get a hold of it well. And that's the second wicket, so...
A little bit of a better effort on the Sentence team. That's a good wicket in getting Kinnell, because he got a lot of runs in the last game.
And... the scoring rate is actually under 6 runs and over, having lost 2 wickets. Now, that can change very quickly once Neil Patel gets on strike.
Yep.
But so far, so good for the Sentence team.
Yeah, I mean, they only got 2 wickets in the previous game, so another wicket here, and they're ahead of what they did in the previous match. And Aditya was saying they're only back down to about 5, so Neil is... being relied on to get a few runs, I think, with Aditya coming in, the captain.
Well, Neil Patel, I fully expect, should be in the U.S. team in time to play in the 2024 T20 World Cup here in the U.S. He's the kind of batsman who can really just take a hold of the ball and do what needs to be done in that format of the game.
He's a young Sai Ramesh, huh?
Yes.
Very strong, very powerful,
very
good
powerful.
on the offside. Aggressive when he needs to be.
No, aggressive all the time. When he needs to be is all the time.
Yeah.
A strike rate of 240 doesn't come,
That's hyper aggressive.
Yeah. That's his normal state of batting, normal state of life out there in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So, American college cricket, the national championship will be once again in Fort Lauderdale. We'll be playing at Broward Stadium, where India has played twice. So now, 2016 and 2018. I was privileged to be there both times. And, of course, other teams. In fact, Ireland is coming around Christmas time to play USA in some ODIs. And India is coming back next year. So, if you hadn't heard... they're coming back next year. Now, we have been playing at Broward since 2009, and we've basically been using the stadium when it really wasn't getting much use and was being considered a white elephant. So a large reason for the stadium still existing is American college cricket. So hats off to every American college cricket player from the past and now. So that they get a single there.
Yeah, I remember seeing a series of New Zealand and Sri Lankan and Jamaica games at Broward Stadium, and it was good cricket. Talked to quite a lot of people sitting on the bleachers there who had worked in the London Underground and retired to Florida to play a little cricket, and they enjoyed seeing those international games.
Oh, a lovely shot there from Aditya Sen. And will the man on the boundary get around to it in time? He makes a valiant effort with his foot, but does not cut it off. So 4 runs from a delightful cover drive, David.
Absolutely. Confidently played, slightly over-pitched. Good effort there by the fielder.
I think that was a little bit more than slightly over-pitched. That was a full toss that Aditya made full use of.
He did.
And it's 4 runs to Aditya total. He goes on to 4. Neil Patel on 13. It's good to see Aditya in the middle as a batsman. And here he is.
Playing straight.
Nicely stroked into the onside. Ravi Vats is the bowler. Ravi Vats from University of Pittsburgh. Aditya from University of Florida. And of course, We're identifying them by their colleges, of course, that they played for. But some of these players are now alumni, like Aditya is. And so they're both current students and alumni playing in this American College Cricket All-Star Weekend to get us back off the ground after the long period of inactivity due to the lockdown. Umpire signaling a wide there.
You're having trouble bowling on a consistent length and line at the moment. It's all over the place.
Yeah, maybe he needs to not try to do the ultimate, too much. Just get on the line and length first.
It's a better ball.
And brilliant sunshine once again here at the Moosa. And a lovely vista for anyone, but especially people who love to see cricket in a very cricket environment, which is something that we still have to remedy in much of the United States. And this certainly is a gem.
It's been interesting how this development, I mean, it was right out in the boondocks initially, and now, of course, it's being surrounded by apartment buildings and so on. So shows the vision of Saki Muhammad to buy a piece of land when you're in the wilderness virtually, and now it's created a whole community and a well-known facility throughout the United States. So it shows you cricket can draw attention in terms of real estate development and quality cricket.
So 45 for 2, the Joda 11 after 8 overs. Citroen has already taken a wicket. Here he is, left arm, bowling quite well and steered nicely around the corner. And that's 2 runs. So Nil Patel moves on by 2 runs. And he's now on 15. And Emmanuel Citroen from the Schenectady area in New York.
Oh.
Cracked into the covers. There's a man down on the boundary, though. So unless he misfields, which he does, and it's 4 runs. Was a shot worth 4 runs. However, the fielder should have fielded it, but one of those misfields that you sometimes get, and it's 4 runs. So Nil Patel on 19 now. And this one, look how fast it's traveling to the man down at long off. When Neil hits a ball, it's hit. So he quickly moves to 20 off 12 deliveries. This is more like his speed. Nice looking shot from Aditya Sen. Straight bat. Aditya Sen, of course, a former teammate of Mohammad Siraj, who plays for India. As recent as 5 years ago, they were playing in the same team back in India. And Aditya suffered an ankle injury, and so then decided to focus on his education and came to the U.S. to do his master's. Thought of a single there, but rightly didn't follow through. Wicketkeeper went and retrieved the ball.
I think he was surprised at how much cricket he could play here after leaving India.
And here comes Citroen once again.
Oh, Neil's in a hitting mood at the moment.
And that one was cracked down to a long off position, but again, the ball is traveling pretty fast, so they just take a single. But this also will keep Neil on strike for the next over, so we should see some more fireworks. So Aditya Kim, he did his master's at the University of Florida and is now considering doing an MBA. So he'll be around, involved with American college cricket for a number of years more, and he's been a devoted and active American college cricket member. was involved in administration at at University of Florida as well, the Gators, as club president and captain while he was there, and has stayed involved as an alumni. So we were always pleased to have Aditya as one of our all-stars. Right arm flighted, outside the off stump. No action by Neil Patel, and there's no run.
There was a wide on that one.
The problem, well, not the problem, but one of the things I've noticed, sometimes when Neil gets out, it's when he's not attempting to hit the ball. It's when he's sort of just playing a defensive shot. Unlike this shot, where...
That wasn't defensive.
No, that's a 4 all the way down to the boundary. A fielder thought he had a chance at catching it. He didn't, and it was 4 runs.
Straight over the top.
So Neil moves on to 25 off 16 deliveries and delighting us with some shots.
He's almost got that 2.4 strike rate. We're seeing more boundaries in this game than we did in the previous game.
Just pads up to that one way outside the off stump. So David Sentence, of course, lives on the West Coast in California. That was struck again. Let's see where this one will go. A valiant effort by the fielder. What happens there? It's 6 runs. He also made a jump to try to catch that one. So good effort, but 6 runs.
Yep. Yeah, Agnew having a tough time facing 2 very good batsmen.
So 31 for Neil Patel with that 6. And off 17 deliveries. The Jodha 11 moves to 66 for 2. We're in the 10th over. So it's still not at the scoring rate where they would like, but getting there. Now that's an example of where it's those kind of shots that get him out, where it's more of a defensive plod or you know.
Yes, he certainly played and missed on that one. It's good to see Agnew getting some balls to land on a length and line now, which he's been struggling with that first over. Now he's managed to start creating some difficulty for the batsman.
So that's 2 overs by Ravi Bats. It's 16 runs off his 2 overs, and mainly at the hands of some of typical Neil Patel hitting. Neil Patel from NJIT, the NJIT Highlanders in New Jersey, and you can look for him in future cricket. This guy has got to be, I would rank him as one of the best batsmen in the United States at the moment. And certainly his strike rate is awesome. So the kind of batsman the USA team could certainly use in its T20 campaign towards the World Cup.
Yes, I'd agree. I think it'd be a great addition. And he plays a lot of cricket too, doesn't he, in the New Jersey area?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing now. Players have opportunities to play a lot, which is important. And unlike, let's say, 10 years ago, when so many of the non-college leagues were a lot of old guys.
Yeah.
Now there's lots of young guys playing. So it means, you have better fielding. So runs are not as easy to come by because guys are making the effort to throwing themselves around because they're young.
Absolutely, and I think Neil plays in 2 leagues, Philadelphia and New Jersey. A lot of the better players are not afraid to try a variety of experiences. Ditch is playing straight as he's told his rest of the team to do if they want to stay in.
So Saurabh Joshi from Pitt, University of Pittsburgh, coming into bowl. He's a very good all-rounder. Locally scores a lot of runs and takes a lot of wickets. Here he is, left arm. Which means actually this team has two left-arm spinners. We saw Sitaran bowling as Aditya Sen gets this one off into the offside for a single. So players have come from different parts of the country here to play, as well as Canada. We have Jaideep Reddy from San Diego. We have Vamsi Krishna from California as well. He went to Fresno State. Of course, we have University of Illinois Springfield's Rudy. We have players from South Alabama, University of Florida, Maryland area, University of Maryland.
Yeah, one or two from the West Coast too, Lloyd, don't you?
I just mentioned those.
Oh, the city.
George Washington University.
Yeah.
And Sitaran himself is from Schenectady, which is New York. And so players from different parts of the country are here. And of course from Texas as well. So, that'll be an overthrow. Yasmin Bashir is actually doing a lot of wicket keeping. He's been wicket keeping for this entire inning so far.
Yes, he's not afraid to tackle a new skill. As you pointed out, his batting has now improved a lot and started out as a bowler.
And of course, he's in incredible shape, being a U.S. Marine. So fitness is definitely not an issue for him.
Yeah, they do a good job of keeping their lads up to par.
Comes Joshi, left arm. Good ball. But bowler fields himself as Nil Patel plays a rare defensive shot.
So at this rate, probably 140, 150 as a final total.
I'd say they should get 150 because
5 off that over, so certainly keeping the pace.
even if, which in odds are, they're going to increase the scoring rate, even if they don't, 150 is within range. Now, if they increase the scoring rate and keep their wickets, they could go well above that.
Yeah, the Sentence team needs to break up one of these two players. Slow them down a bit. Have we changed? Oh no, we're just changing bats. Quite a lot of batsmen carry 2 or 3 bats in their bag and don't use different weights at different parts of the game.
Aditya plays that one and either misses or gets an edge.
Yeah, that was a potential catch, wouldn't you say, Lloyd?
Possibly.
If she had been able to hold that, that would have been a wicket, I think. So Agner's bowling is improving. First over wild, and now he's creating problems.
And this one struck in the air. Valiant effort there by the man running to his left and reaching out with his left hand, but doesn't quite make it. And let's look at the replay. Yep, the typical Nil Patel hit.
crossed the line a bit. It went high as a result.
So 75 for 2. Nil moves on to 35.
Oh, lovely. Half sweep, half drive shot, 6 runs.
Moves on to 41. Maybe I should just say moves on to.
Yeah.
Moves on to.
He's definitely in the flow.
So 81 for 2, Nil Patel. And I'm glad he's putting on a show here because people need to see what a great talent he is.
Yeah, he's quite a complete batsman. He got out to a very tough ball in the first innings.
Well, also he was trying to play a defensive shot, which is not his natural
not
game.
Yeah, and again, he swept that one. The other 6.
Man.
Now he's definitely getting that strike rate.
Let's see the replay here.
Yeah, it's a power shot.
So Neil moves on to 47 out of 87 for 2. As he usually does, he's dominating the scoring by getting a huge percentage of the score. 47 off of 26 deliveries. Aditya is watching from the other end with 9 of 11 deliveries. And then comes Ravi Vats. And Niddle doesn't get a hold of that. And so there's no action. It's got to be frustrating at the very least as a bowler when you're bowling to a batsman like this and he just picks everything and hits it powerfully like this for 4. This dissects the 2 men on the boundary. Who said you can't use geography when you've grown up, David?
Mm-hmm. Yes, you can use geography, right?
And there you saw Nil Patel using geography, dissecting those 2 fielders on the boundary. What a cover drive.
What an over. I mean, it's 12, 16, so 17 runs off that over.
51 for Nil of 28 deliveries, 91 for 2 of 12 overs. The scoring rate, as you would imagine, is picking up tremendously.
The first 50 of the tournament was brought up by Nil Patel. Yeah, Neil is one of those naturally strong players where he can put it either side of the wicket with equal power and adds another dimension to his hitting game.
That was in the air, but safe.
Yeah, to the fielder.
So Nil has 6 4s and 3 6s in his 50. A strike rate of 182. So pretty slow going for Nil Patel.
For him, yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully he picks it up.
But also he's facing, the best of the best as far as American college cricket's concerned. Normally in a American college cricket tournament you're going to get some weaker teams.
David. How are you going to...
Coming up in the...
That's 6 more runs.
Yeah, he's picking up the pace. So what is the captain going to do to stem this flow of runs? He's got to come up with something.
Oh, he can throw up his arms. I give up. That's it. So 57 off 30 deliveries, Nil Patel.
Putting the sentence team to the sword here.
That's his 4th 6. 4 6s, that's 24 runs. 6 4s, that's 24 runs. So 48 in boundaries out of 57.
Yeah.
Why run when you can hit them to the fences?
Exactly. The Al Haq school of batting.
Who?
The Al Haq. He's a Pakistan player.
From what era?
He's playing up to about five years ago. Won a few games with his hard hitting.
Okay. But I think most people might tend to think of Chris Gayle.
He's more recent.
Yeah. But of course, not so much in recent years. Chris Gayle hasn't really been performing the last few years.
Yeah, I think he's decided to stay on too in this the IPL.
Yeah. It's hard to step away when you're an athlete.
Very hard, yeah.
Hard to admit that you're not there anymore. So in a sense, I understand. But, sometimes that's why the decision has to be made for you.
Mm-hmm.
In this case of team selection, you don't select a player who's passed.
Well, the IPL's pretty hard on that, isn't it? On there, I mean, they've got so many players to select from that if they didn't want him, if they wasn't a crowd pleaser.
Right, but as long as there's the West Indies team and whoever's still selecting you, you're still in there, and maybe you shouldn't be. Now, you see the thing about cricket, apart from any other aspect, eyesight is important as a batsman. And one thing you can't do a whole lot about is if your eyesight deteriorates as you get, into your 40s.
Right.
So, that could also be a factor with him. I don't know that it is. I can't say that it is, but it could be a factor.
Yep. One's short, and it gets hammered as a result.
Nice movement there by the man back with the square, coming around to the square leg boundary and cutting off that boundary, and so saving a couple of runs.
Yep.
I, for instance, and I make no attempt to play now, but if I were to go in the nets and bat or something, I have to be conscious as Aditya. This is Aditya Bhardwaj, the high school player we have as a special guest coming in and bowling. He showed us some skill as a batsman, and we're happy to have given him this opportunity. It's a feature we had the luxury doing since
It's nice.
It's 24 all-star players. Oh,
that's tagged there, right, for 6.
Unfortunately, he's bowling to Nil Patel.
Yes, this is a real trial by fire for Adi. Which school does he go to? And it's on the East Coast. New Jersey player, or
yeah, high school and somewhere in the Maryland area. I don't recall off the top of my head. He's just
great experience.
He's just about 15 or 16.
Yeah, I was chatting to his dad earlier. He seems, he's very proud of his son. Here to watch him perform. It's a great opportunity you gave him, Lloyd. How did you find out about him?
He was recommended by Husnair and Bashir.
Okay.
And the thought had been in my head that we have an opportunity to do something a little different because it's 24 as opposed to our customary All-Star weekend where we were playing versus Canada.
Right.
So I said, well, yeah, let's give him the opportunity. And his father was willing to fly down with him. If his father couldn't come, I couldn't allow him because he's a minor, so he would not have been able. But since the father was eager to do that, we said, let's do it. And I like the result, and if we get this opportunity to do it again, we probably will.
Now, he'll remember this experience because Neil's going to go on and become a power in U.S. cricket, and he'll remember having played against him in his prime.
And the other thing is, one of the reasons I allow the high school player to play also, they're playing with college students. They're playing with people who graduated with a significant degree and are working in powerful jobs in engineering and tech.
Yeah.
And we have a med school student here and so on. So what examples there are for a high school student? You're playing the game you love with people who are putting everything out on the field, like if they're professional athletes.
Right. Yeah.
But they're actually students. In American society, in a sense, they would be considered nerds.
They would.
They're in the STEM fields. So I love to encourage that, because there's no other sport can do this. No other sport.
Right.
And cricket doesn't do enough of it, so...
Well, I think it undermarkets itself in this arena, but that's breaking down now, because I think more and more people are seeing cricket as a discipline for high performance in academia and in professions.
I'll disagree with you a bit there. They don't see it in academia because they're still focused on just the cricket. I'm trying to highlight the fact that cricket and education should go together.
Absolutely. It has done in the past.
So because... who's this bowler? Adi again, yes.
He's doing well. He's not being intimidated by the batting. He's staying on his length. And
so Aditya Sen on 12, Neil Patel on 67 of 35. Neil Patel from NJIT, Aditya Sen from University of Florida, the Gators. Nicely flighted delivery there. And this one is struck away down to backward point area. Not hard. They'll just get a single. Yeah, and the brief chat I had with his father, Venki, it was quite pleasant. Seems to be a really nice guy. So that doesn't hurt either.
No. Helps a lot. If you've got two equal skills, you choose the one that you get on with best.
Yeah, and without going into details, we've dealt with the other side.
Yes, we have. Yeah. Yeah.
So 111 for 2. We've seen some lovely batting here, specifically from Neil Patel. For a while there, Keenal Patel looked good, but then he went. And here comes another left-hander. Which left-hander is this? I have to... It's Rob Joshi.
He's your West Coast man, right?
No, he's from University of Pittsburgh, yeah. One of the things when I'm out singing, Friday nights specifically, I get a chance to see some college football because most of the bars will have on a few games.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fun to see the different colleges, and Neil hits this hard. That'll be, again, he dissects, no? Rehan Kapoor gets around, and Rohan is a big guy, but he gets around and stops that from going to the boundary. I guess Neil didn't quite get a hold of it.
Aditya had that one. That was one of Aditya's shots there.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's why I didn't go for 6.
There you go. There's your explanation.
Yeah, not a knock on Aditya, but just a testament to Neil Patel's striking power.
It was a lovely shot, that.
Yeah, lovely looking off drive.
Right behind.
Aditya has the classic mold.
Yeah,
of batsman.
It's a classic bat. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's very fit, and he gets his timing and reflexes from that.
Yes.
There's the power.
Look how that ball is zooming along the ground.
Yeah.
Nicely fielded there by the man down by the boundary. Pick up and throw cleanly. Good throw as well. It's lovely when you see outfields like this, where the ball just zooming along, but then the fielder can, grab it and throw in. Don't have to worry about it bouncing off of something. Oh, what is that?
That's a wide. Apart from a few other things.
Here's a gift.
Yes. Gift of the gods.
Nicely stroked. That'll go to a fielder though.
Compact drive there. Nice batting by Aditya. So these two are very fluent together.
Well, Neil Patel bats well with almost any batsman because he so dominates. You at the other end, basically, you can just, don't have to do anything extravagant when you get on strike.
Right.
And the team is good because the strike rate will be where it needs to be or even better.
Yeah.
So after 15 overs, the strike rate right now is 7.8, 117 for 2. No doubt as long as Neil Patel stays there, that strike rate will escalate rapidly.
Yeah.
As they say, things escalated rapidly. And Aditya is looking set at 17 off to 21.
Yeah, death bowling in this instance, if Neil is still around, it's going to be a challenge for the last 2 overs.
I remember when he scored 95 not out. He scored the second 50 at a time when there was no way you would think that a batsman would could get a century, right?
Yeah.
And he's got close to the century. I was like, wow, nobody else I know would have done that.
Mm-hmm. So that sort of batsman, exceptional.
And this is Citroen back in the attack. Now, he's from Schenectady. I mentioned that. And Schenectady is interesting because there was a point in time where the mayor, I guess, of Schenectady invited, here comes Citroen, left arm. And he invited Indian Guyanese who were in Queens to move up to Schenectady.
Oh, really?
Because the city of Schenectady had become one of those cities that was dying.
Right.
So he invited Indian Guyanese from Queens. Good wicket there for Citroen, getting Aditya Sen going for that sweep shot.
He bowled very well, 4 excellent balls.
Yeah, from here where we were sitting, the way he's angling that ball in,
yeah,
it always looked a bit dangerous. And he's pitching on the right line and length. So no surprise there, he got the wicket. Aditya, whilst looking good, was, of course, also trying to score runs and going for that sweep.
And that's the cross bat that he warned his batsman against when earlier on in the discussions. The prior balls had been playing straight, and ball got underneath that.
Because the thing to do with from where I am, how that ball is coming into you is to look to play into the offside, or flick off the pads.
Right. And he went down on one knee and
swept. And I think that's a result of, in the last decade or two of T20 cricket, where the more delicate or straight shots, like through the onside, the drive or flick through the onside, or the drive through off drive, is not your first option.
Right.
The pull is your first option, or variation on the pull, like a sweep.
Yes, become a hybrid shot.
Yeah, it's
a total pull.
Yeah, it's used on almost every instant. It's the go-to shot.
Well, it's the arc, isn't it? It's the batsman's arc in baseball. It's that same.
Yeah, exactly. It's a baseball shot, basically. And it's what I dislike about the shot and what I dislike about T20 cricket.
It's a baseball connection.
It's gotten too close to baseball, and that shot is dominating, whereas an off drive to those balls would be made more sense.
Yeah. Nicely off the mark.
Or even that shot, though I prefer an off drive, at least he played with the direction the ball was coming in, off the pads into the sort of mid-wicket area for a single.
Short.
Oh, nice shot there, Neil. Nice looking shot. Every now and again, he decides to just play a lovely shot instead of hitting a 6. I'll show you guys. I can play delicate, lovely shots as well. That's basically what he's saying.
He's got the repertoire.
Yeah. Jaideep tries to give himself room there.
Right. Good piece of bowling.
Yeah, doesn't get a hold of it, and but they scamper a quick single, which is the right thing to do, of course.
Well, the Sentence team got more wickets than they did in the last game.
4 overs for Neil Patel to get his 100.
Yes, I think it's quite likely, the way he's playing.
Yeah, he could probably get that in 2 overs.
Yeah. 4 to go. They've got a run rate of 7.5, so definitely motoring along.
But on the positive side, that's a run rate that's very achievable by sentence 11.
That's some good batting.
So I think the captain, Abdul Karam, George Washington University, and this team can feel good about what they've done here.
Runs.
Yeah. And imagine Neil Patel is going great guns on 69, but his scoring rate is still just 7.5.
Yeah, he's got over more than half the runs.
Yeah, so it's a very good performance from the
sentence 11.
Sentence 11 here, led by Abdul Karam. Well, George Washington is his original university.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's in med school at VCOM, which is in Virginia. VCOM Medical School.
Yeah. Good on him.
So, another one of our players who's going to be a doctor.
Yeah. And he comes.
And this is Norman Zafar's back in the account. Attack. Norman, of course, is a player for Canada itself. And he played in the Caribbean Super 50 in 2019 when he was selected.
Yeah.
And of course,
top notch.
Lockdown has really affected everybody's cricket, including his cricket.
Yeah.
Speaking of doctors, I have to talk about, just briefly, about my nephew, Dr. Kevin Joda, who is a doctor of, here he comes, dental surgeon.
Excellent.
So the first Joda to be a doctor.
Congratulations.
And his father, he's been a doctor for a couple of years now, but I remember to talk about him because my sister was visiting and they took a picture together, so he reminded me. And he actually, his father was unfortunately killed many years ago when he was a little toddler, when a probably drunk driver hit and run.
Oh, terrible. So
crashed into his car. So particularly, happy for him that he rose above the circumstances and became a doctor, and then the first in the Joda family.
Excellent.
And his last name is actually Joda too, because my brother's son.
Oh, so
yeah, so it's it's actually a Dr. Joda,
right?
Not Dr. Lloyd Joda, it's Dr. Kevin Joda.
Oh, that's excellent.
Here comes Norman Zafar. Oh, lovely clip off the pads there. And will it get to the boundary, dissecting two fielder. And now great stop there with the feet by the man running around. And his teammate picks it up and throws it in. And tandem, they save the boundary there. So lovely shot from Jaideep. No, that was Neil Patel playing a delicate shot.
Yeah.
He can. Not everything has to be a six, David.
No, he's got the full repertoire of shots. He's another one that suffered adversity. His mum died at 35. Who was mentioned yesterday.
It's when you chat
India,
when you chat with these players, it's
incredible what they've overcome. That's out. There was an appeal there, but not out.
Yeah, he didn't get a touch. Yeah, and had to play a significant role in raising his sister.
That's right.
And
to be home there to help his dad.
So,
it's an amazing story.
Here comes Norman Zafar once again. Right arm, smooth run up, lovely delivery, lovely shot. Yeah.
Oh. You don't stroke it better than that.
So that's Neil Patel. As I keep saying, he's one of the best batsmen in the USA, and certainly in terms of hitting power, it would be hard to find a better. Probably him and Ryan Scott are the top two in the country. And Neil Patel has a strike rate to prove it to you. In over 20 innings, his strike rate coming into this weekend was 240. Somebody getting 240 as a strike rate in one innings is remarkable.
Yeah.
He's averaged that in over 20 innings. So you're talking about a variety of opponents. So no one can say that opponent was weak or whatever. It's a variety of opponents.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt that Neil can rise to any occasion.
And
one of the complete players.
And we hope to see Ryan Scott in action later on.
Is he going to be on the sentence team by any chance?
Yes.
So Ryan is a great hitter of the ball.
Ryan played in the 2019 American College Cricket National Championship and impressed everyone with his powerful hitting.
His aggressiveness, just takes the game away from you.
So we hope to see him later.
Well, here comes the death bowling, so we'll see how we do. Is this new? We got Pradeep?
No, this is Joshi. Saurabh Joshi. Coming from this end. He previously came...
Right.
Oh, no, he's from the same end. I'm deceived by the camera.
Yeah, the camera angle. Yeah.
So you're watching the American College Cricket All-Stars Weekend 2021, and this is at Moosa Stadium in Pearland, Texas, just outside of Houston. Left arm.
Oh, that's short and punished.
Pulled away by Neil Patel, and the man on the square leg boundary will get it. They'll trot 2. 7.41 is the scoring rate. So they can escalate this tremendously in these last 3 overs. They should. Neil is still on strike. Saurabh Joshi in. Short and struck mightily. Will it be a catch? Let's see, or will it be 6? Why do I think anything will be a catch when he hits it? It's over the boundary.
Yeah. 6.
So that's 80 for Neil Patel. What do you think, David? Will he get 100?
Yeah, I do. He's done this spin in this position before. He's got a lot of experience. And our death bowlers aren't looking as though they're on a length at the moment. So
well, the thing is, no matter how they look, he's going to hit them.
Yeah.
So, Saurabh Joshi, by the way, has played cricket for Mumbai back when Saurabh Netravalkar was there as well. They were teammates. Of course, that getting to play for Mumbai was heavy, serious competition, and so it didn't necessarily mean you were a fixture in the team.
Right.
But just getting to that level means you had incredible talent, because you're talking about competing against actual millions.
Yeah.
And since he's been in the Pittsburgh area at University of Pittsburgh and playing in the local league as well, scored a lot of runs and taken a lot of wickets.
Well, we need one right now, so.
Now let's see where this goes. It's the other at 6 runs, of course. The other thing is the fielders, just like me, they're looking hopefully in the sky.
Yeah.
I'm looking, trying to figure out whether it's going to go over or not.
Yeah.
When it's a practical certainty that it's going to go over.
Yeah.
But can you imagine the fielder having to be looking up,
ball
hoping for a catch?
Yeah, of that.
And then it sails over their head. Yeah, I was in Pittsburgh a couple of weeks ago. It was a very pleasant trip. Met a lot of good people there.
Nice.
And
another 6.
It is 6, right?
Yeah.
I didn't see the signal
Neil's
from the
on
umpire.
to 92 now. So that century is just around the corner.
At 8.26 for the team in terms of run rate, and Neil Patel at the 92 of 44 deliveries. Well, what an innings we've been privileged to see here. And that was one reason I was really pleased when he said he could make it to this weekend.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to see some more of that excitement that we saw back, in 2019 and a couple of games in 2020.
And here's that strike rate. You're at 2.06 at the moment. 2.6. 2.06, yeah.
His strike rate?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we were lucky to get him early in the first game.
Because he was plodding forward
Yeah.
in a defensive shot.
Nothing tentative about those last three.
No. You know,
3 sixes in a
that's
row.
the thing about people who are such clean hitters.
Yeah.
What you can get them with is if you convince them that they shouldn't be hitting all the time. And
Right.
trying some defensive shots.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? You shouldn't be swinging at every ball. Try a defensive shot.
Right.
And then that's what gets them out. The minute they think that, that's their game.
Yeah, Sarab having 41 struck off him.
Yeah, I think
Just
he'll
under
remember
4
this
overs. Yeah.
for a long time. But nothing to be ashamed of. It's Neil Patel. He's struck every single bowler that I've seen. It doesn't matter. Could be our best bowlers or not our best bowlers. And he'll hit you with the same nonchalant, confident attitude.
Well, he's in the flow now, that's for sure.
Let's see what Joshi
Ball's
does.
only over to go. Yeah.
And that'll be a single, nicely fielded by the man down on the long on boundary.
Sure, Sarab is relieved at that.
And with that single, though, it's highly likely that Neil might be on the strike for the next over. Ooh. He went down the wicket there and took a swing, but the ball was outside the off stump. Perhaps the bowler saw him coming and put it out of his reach. So on the positive side for the Jodha team, Neil Patel will be on strike. On the positive side for all of us, it gives him an opportunity to get us a wonderful, what would be a great century.
Yeah.
And even though we've named these teams Jodha and Sentence, we're both for all of the players. So both David and I would be delighted to see Neil Patel get 100 here.
How many centuries have we had in American college cricket over the last 10 years?
I have it on the website,
Yeah.
but off the top of my head, I don't remember the number.
It's usually about 3 a tournament, right? On average.
Average, because
Yeah.
some tournaments have had more and some tournaments less. But I'd say average around 4 or so.
Yeah.
In terms of nationals, there have been regionals where there have been none, because it's far less games, and where there have been 1 or 2.
Would you judge the century in an all-star game as superior to one in a regular American college cricket?
It's a good question. I guess when you look at the fact that you're supposed to be having some of the best players playing in the All-Star weekend, you might be tempted to say so.
Right.
But at the same time, you can find that individual teams, their bowling attack might be tremendous.
Yeah.
So it runs the score off that team too. So I'd be reluctant to say it, but of course, there's no way that it's not a pretty good century, because that this is some of the pick of the crop.
Yeah.
And they're also trying their best because you want to justify your being here.
Exactly. So this has to be up there.
Oh,
All
yeah.
those centuries, yeah. Oh, that's out. Look at that. Straight through.
Yeah, swinging across the line. And that happens so much in T20 cricket.
Yeah.
At every level. Again, goes back to playing each ball on its merit and playing straight. But of course, that's not where the game is at right now. The pull is the go-to shot.
Right.
Especially when you're in the 19th over. But that's what I would be saying if I were a coach. I'd be saying, I don't care what time of the game it is.
Yeah.
Don't play the pull.
Now, Aditya says that the batting is down to about number 5. So he says the rest are bowlers. So we're about to see. We could potentially see a collapse here. And then we've got nearly.
Well, I don't know how much of a collapse you can have in about 9 balls.
Oh, I think he's got some hungry bowlers out there. Nauman bowling very well. He's just so aggressive, bowled very well all innings. And he is the death bowler in this case. So
Still, they can be happy with where the score is at right now, 148 for 4, a run rate of 8.07.
That's a lot of runs to get.
No, but in the biggest scheme of things, it's not.
Yeah.
It's, it's a manageable total. But let's see what happens in the remaining balls, because Neil Patel could hit 4 sixes.
Middle and leg guard. 2 sticks. Great photography, just so clear out there on the pitch. Just
so we want to express our gratitude to the people behind the cameras, behind the computer, giving you these fine pictures and streaming here. And of course, thank you to Saki Mohammed and Moosa Stadium, as Noman Zafar comes in, and that's nicely played out into the offside, which is what he needed to do to put Neil Patel on strike. The big deal is right now for Neil to get that 6 runs to get a century, which would be, he scored at least 1 American college cricket century. He's had a score in the 90s, and lots of runs other than that.
So this would be his 2nd century for American college cricket, if you get it.
Off the top of my head, I'd say at least the 2nd one, yeah. Might be the 3rd, but it's hard to remember the stats for over 10,000 players, you know? Even the top ones.
10,000 players, that's a lot, Lloyd.
Yeah.
That's a lot of players you've run through.
Noman Zafar. No, I'm not sure about this.
Happy to go for a single.
Just when you think you know what to expect, you don't.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because he's not worried. There's a whole over after this.
Yeah.
And Noman Zafar is, of course, nobody to take lightly.
Yeah.
So perhaps he's just saying, I'll take it as it comes.
Yeah.
There's enough time to get the 100.
And not out can't be bad either.
That one was in the air. There could have been a catch. The man being running more in than around. But of course, it was also a question of judging it. So,
yeah,
get a single.
That puts Neil on strike, though. Last ball of the over.
So either a single or a 6 is fine either way.
Would do it, yeah. Oh. And he's caught. He's out.
What a magnificent catch.
He's out in the nervous 90s, that's for sure.
Well, it's not, I wouldn't say nervous 90s for him. Look at that on the replay.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, Neil is not nervous. Otherwise, he wouldn't have gone for a shot like that, right? That's a very risky shot and off of Noman Zafar.
Yeah.
But what an incredible catch. Let's see who took that catch.
Good focus, good concentration.
I am so glad we got that on video.
Yeah.
That'll have to be a highlight reel.
Well done, Sentence. We got a good wicket there. And now I think we're through the batting as far as I can gather. It's got to be a bit of a jolt in the arm for the Sentence team.
Well, no, so the quality of the catch, I mean,
yeah,
it was absolutely incredible, and I'm glad we got that on video.
Off the last ball.
So Nomar gets 2 wickets off his 4 overs for 15 runs. 151 for 5 with 1 over left. Let's see how much they can add to that.
And those 2 wickets came in the last over. So it's impressive death bowling.
Very. And look who he was going up against.
Yeah. And he went up against the best. And then they kept the runs intact and got the wicket. So
yeah,
a really good last over there by Norman.
Of course,
he is an international. You said he plays for Canada.
Yeah. He's played first-class cricket because in Caribbean Super 50 he played for Canada against.
Oh wow! Yeah,
the West. The teams in the West Indies.
So Rahul back on 19 for 1. His last over. So
bowling the final over is an appropriate person, Rahul Gorajala of West Virginia University. Here he comes, right arm. And batsman tries to make room and pull that away. Doesn't get a hold of it. and goes through the keeper. So a fantastic innings from Neil Patel, 95.
It was controlled aggression all around the ground with the occasional excellent shot, just to keep things moving. A lot of sixes. I don't know how many sixes he got, but
we can easily check that.
Oh. Some good death bowling here by the sentence team. That's what I expect of a sentence team.
So, Neil Patel, 95 or 48 deliveries, 6 fours, 8 sixes.
6 fours, yeah.
A strike rate of 197.92.
Excellent innings against great opposition.
Yep. The highest score after him was Aditya Sen with 17 runs and 24 deliveries.
Look at that. I mean, he got over 2/3 of the runs, basically.
And a scamper, a quick single there, even though the ball went to the keeper. This time he missed the stump, so they did get it. So, it's good to get at least a run off a ball, even if you're not getting the boundaries.
Need a little soccer nudge right there. Oof, just played underneath that. Bashir needs to work on his throws a little bit.
Some throwing and missing, narrowly missing the stumps here.
Yeah, this is
nice shot though.
Good pickup.
So 154 for 5. Lickett on strike.
So I managed to confine that to singles, that over, rather than boundaries. So a good piece of death bowling by the sentence team. Those last 2 overs did a good job.
So, we'll be taking a short break, 5 to 10 minutes, and coming back with the second innings, so don't go anywhere. The final total here is 154 for 6 wickets. The highest score was Neil Patel, 95 or 48 deliveries with 6 fours and 8 sixes, strike rate of 197. Next highest was Aditya Sen, the captain, with 17 off 24 deliveries. And Neil Patel, who was looking good, went for 14 off 16 deliveries with 3 fours. So as you can tell from that, Neil Patel really dominated, but that's normal for Neil Patel. And the bowling, Norman Zafar, 4 overs, 15 runs, 2 wickets. Norman Zafar, Humber College and Canada. Rahul Gurujala, 4 overs, 22 runs. Rahul is from West Virginia University, 2 wickets. Emmanuel Citroen, 4 overs, 24 runs, 2 wickets. And those were the pick of the bowlers. And wonderful innings from Neil Patel. And we're going to see in about 5 to 10 minutes.
We've got the last batsman coming in right now.
The batting of the second innings. There's 1 delivery left, apparently.
So we've got to run out, I think, on the last ball.
And the big pacer, Daniel Dave, will be on strike. 6-3, some good pace. And they're going to run a leg by there. And he doesn't have to face his fellow Canadian, Norman Zafar. So join us in about 5 to 10 minutes for the second innings, as the sentence team will try to make 156 to win this game.
Yep.
The run rate was 7.75. Well, here we are, getting ready for the second innings. This will be the sentence 11 batting, and they're going to try to get 156 to win this game. And what an amazing performance by their bowlers, because we had the amazing Neil Patel scoring 92 and 95, scoring 95 in 48 deliveries with 6 fours and 8 sixes, and the team only made 155 for the loss of 6 wickets. So basically the bowlers of the sentence 11 really held down the other batsmen, and nobody can hold down Neil Patel. So very good job by the bowling of the sentence 11. And Nomar Zafar got 2 wickets for 15 runs. Rahul Gurujala, 2 wickets for 23 runs. Emmanuel Citron, 2 wickets for 24 runs. And we've seen Husnain Bashir behind the stumps instead of Rahul Gurujala, who has been bowling. So now, as I understand it, the open batsmen will be Ryan Scott and Husnain Bashir, and both University of Maryland. And then coming next will be Rahul Gurujala from West Virginia. Now, Ryan Scott actually is such a hard-hitting batsman that what we saw from Ryan was that playing on the side field at Broward Park, he hit balls into the stadium. Yeah. That was next hit, which we've had hard-hitting batsmen. Don't get me wrong, Khushru Wadia, Sai Ramesh are two that come to mind. Of course, Neil Patel himself. And not to say that Ryan Scott hits harder than any of those I just mentioned, but at least he's in that group. But I've seen no one hit the ball from that field into the stadium. And he didn't just do it one time, he did it multiple times, David. It was amazing stuff.
No, he's very nice to watch, and the dreadlocks add to the action and give that extra emphasis. And he's just a very athletic bat, very compact batsman. Most of the power comes from the middle of the bat. So yeah, should be getting a treat very shortly, hopefully. But often when we build up the players, they just get out to a freak ball or something, so we don't try to do it too much. But definitely we've seen him score very fluently over the years. And I guess he just arrived, Lloyd.
Yes, yeah, he
flight in. I've been impressed with Aditya's captaincy on this 2-game series so far. So I guess having just arrived, he's getting quickly kitted out. And that's the reason for the delay. There's quite a lot more wind that's popped up on the ground, so it might help the spin bowlers a bit as well. See the breeze there in the shirts of the players. Clouds are being blown across the sky.
So, for instance, Ryan Scott in the 2019 championship scored 238 runs, which was just third on the run scoring. Jean-Paul Roch had 243. And Sohail Chowdhury, who had one more game than the other two, had 241. Ryan Scott had a 50 and 100. 104 was his highest score. His strike rate was 205. Now get this. He hit 26 sixes and 11 fours. So, yeah, it's safe to say he's a big hitter. So we expect to see some
here he is, coming on now.
Fireworks.
He's well known around the grounds. They all know him.
Yeah, he made such an impact back in 2019 that So Aditya Sen, even though he's the opposing captain, greeting him strongly. So it's an indication of the camaraderie that happens with these players in American college cricket in particular. And of course, especially a player with exceptional talent. You remember that player.
Yes. He is exceptional. He reminds me a little bit of Adrian Gordon. You know, Adrian was more of a bowler, but Adrian could bat pretty well too.
Oh, Adrian was a tremendous batsman. In fact, he still has our highest score in American college cricket, 145 not out. So that's a testament to how good a batsman he was. But he was known as a fast bowler. He played for USA as a fast bowler, but they didn't allow his batting. Real pity. In those days, USA cricket was a mess.
Yeah.
And even when a player managed to rise above everything else and get selected as Adrian after his performances in American college cricket in 2010 and 2011, he was selected in 2011 for USA. They only played him as a bowler, so he was batting like all the way down at the bottom.
Yeah. What a waste of talent.
Yeah. In fact, when I first saw it, the first time I saw him play, as we see, that's some good pace there.
Mm-hmm.
That's Danya Dave, yeah. The tall Canadian from University of Guelph, very big, 6'3". I stopped by on the way to the airport to pick up you. I stopped. They were actually eating at a restaurant, and him and Aditya Sen. I didn't intend to stay, but I had to say hi. So I sat down and ate just a little bit. And when we came outside, as he comes running in, I was astounded to see that he was taller than Aditya Sen, who was 6'2".
Yeah.
So yeah, he told me he was 6'3". So we'll get back to that shortly. You go ahead, David. So Danya Dev opening the bowling. He's got good pace. He's got good height, and he's going up against Ryan Scott. Let's see what happens here. Well, we just saw what happened. That was not a bad ball. Outside the off stump, and Ryan pulled it confidently away to square leg. But the man in the boundary made a great stop. So he prevented 4 runs to get a single. But it's that confidence, too, that allows you to hit the ball.
He's a very confident player. And a very clean striker of the ball, too.
Yep. This will be really fascinating to see if he can emulate somewhat Neil Patel's innings. Yeah. We'd be privileged to see another innings anywhere in that ballpark. Yep.
Yeah.
Good ball there. Making Bashir play defensively. And Bashir himself has come on as a batsman this year. So
Bashir will want to stay in this time because he was out early in the last game.
Yeah. Would be great to see these two batsmen in full cry. Nice, solid defensive shot there. So certainly on the defense, he's looking good.
Yeah.
And this is a very good bowler, so The Daniel Davis probably going to make it some point into the Canadian side.
Which university is that, right?
University of Guelph. I used to going to Toronto. There were times I flew, and then there were times I drove. There were times I flew to Buffalo and rented a car from there and drove to Toronto. So in driving to Mississauga itself, one of the exits or whatever, it's hard to remember now, was Guelph. So off the top of my head right now, I'm not remembering whether that was a part of, Toronto, or whether that was off, an exit going off that you had like north of Toronto or something.
You say you're driving to Mississauga?
Mississauga is a large city outside of Toronto.
Right.
It's practically like a suburb, but it's a city by itself.
Okay. Ryan doing some sweeping now.
Obviously, he thinks there could be some improvement in the pitch preparation there. Doing some gardening.
Yeah.
Well, if it leads to runs, I think anyone watching will be happy. But we do hope at some point he stops gardening. It's getting a bit much. Yeah, it's getting a bit much now. It's like what crops are you putting down?
Tis the growing season.
This is cattle country, though. Enough with the farming. Here comes Jaideep Reddy. That was angled across and well outside the off stump, but Ryan still puts the bat to the ball.
Very quick release, Ryan.
Yeah. His hand speed is pretty good. Ryan is left-handed, of course. Jaideep Reddy. Nice shot in mid-wicket area, and they'll run away for 4. So he gets off the mark with a boundary down to long on, and the fielder just there to retrieve the ball. So Ryan already has, from 2019, he has a century in American college cricket, and that was 104 and a 50. So let's see what he does here today as Jaideep Reddy comes in. Rearranging the field a little bit.
He's wearing the captain's shirt.
Yeah, the captain doesn't expect to bat, so he lent him his shirt. Abdul Kuram, the captain, is a very generous player. As captain, he'll give everybody else the opportunity to bat. And it was actually, one of, part of the reason that I thought he would make a good captain.
Yeah, with these games, you need to play everybody, don't you?
Well, it also helps if you're a captain who is interested in letting other players shine.
Yeah.
It's less about your own ego than about the other players. Of course, if you can make the difference, as if you're one of the top batsmen or top bowlers, I'm not saying don't do that.
Yeah. No, it's personnel management. Aditya's good at it too.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
find this sort of playing quality time is it's not easy.
No, Aditya, has played cricket at a professional level, and you hear that when he's directing the players and so on. Jaideep waving hello to somebody. No, he's directing the field. Here he comes. Nice run up. And Bashir gets that one out to mid-on for single. Nice playing it on the run. So focused on getting a single there, even though the ball was going to the fielder. And that ideally is what you want to see for from your batsmen in T20 cricket. Looking for runs on every ball. You're watching the American College Cricket All-Star Weekend 2021 at Moosa Stadium in Pearland, Houston, Texas. Here comes Jaideep Reddy. Clipped away by Ryan Scott nicely. They'll get at least 2 here as it's chased down. Nice throw in. And it's lovely shot. And that flick, for instance, is an example, David, of what I'm talking about. That's a traditional flick shot.
Yeah.
And you still got runs off of it. So, you don't need to swing and slog sweep and pull. You can play traditional cricket shots and score runs.
Yep. Very fast runner between the wickets too, Ryan.
Yes.
Very quick off the mark. So they picked up 8 off this over. I like the way they're talking to each other too in the middle. They both played together, I think. They're both out of Maryland, right?
Yeah. And Bashir was his captain in 2019. So here we are. 10 without loss after 2 overs. Sentence 11 looking to win this game, generally, but also because they lost the first game. Danya Dave coming in, the tall Canadian pacer. Good ball. And loud appeal, but it's probably going away down leg. And the umpire is unmoved, as they say. So as the sun is heading west, and our stomachs apparently are growling, but we'll have to wait until dinner tonight. So here comes Danya Dave. Right arm. Nice ball there.
What a shot.
No, that was a pretty good ball. So even though Ryan Scott played a traditional Ryan Scott shot, it actually came off the edge, probably the bottom edge, and did elude the keeper to go for 4. But Danya could be pleased with that ball. A diving keeper couldn't stop it.
And when I first saw it, I thought he'd hit it square, but it got a bottom edge there. He was somewhat lucky, actually.
Yeah. Pretty good ball from Danya.
Yeah.
But Ryan Scott moves on to 12. So at that point, nobody saw that shot.
Exactly.
You just see the score. Here comes Danya Dave.
Exactly.
Dave.
Like
Drops that one short. Picked up nicely. And that's 6 runs. What a gorgeous shot.
That's what I thought he did with the last shot, but that was absolutely...
Let's see this on the replay. Look at this shot.
I love that whole action. It's total arc of the back as well, right behind it. Yeah, he is an exciting player to watch.
So, 18 for Ryan off of 8 deliveries. 21 without loss. This is the 3rd over. played defensively into the outfield.
On the ball, and of course, Daniel very happy with that wicket.
So Ryan Scott goes for 28 out of 32 runs. So that's how great he was going. But the joy of the sentence team was short-lived as he goes caught off a tap edge. So I was looking forward to seeing some more of his delightful hitting. Now, of course, who's coming in now? It's Rahul Gurujala, who is himself one of our talented batsmen. So let's see. So Daniel Dave in his second over gets the wicket after being struck for some runs there, 24 runs off of him. Ryan Scott's strike rate in that brief innings was 254, 2 sixes and 3 fours off 11 delivery. But getting his wicket can give Daniel Dave some satisfaction. And, of course, it means that the Joda team can feel the game is not getting away from them. So that cameo by Ryan Scott was enjoyed by anyone watching. And we look forward to seeing more of Ryan in the future. So the new batsman is Rahul Gurujala. And Jaideep Reddy is the bowler in the second over. Struck on the pads, but umpire not interested in any exercise like raising his arm. So the bowler is Jaideep ready. Here he comes. Swing and a miss there by Husnain Bashir, who's on a 3 and was the non-striker watching the fireworks from the other end as Ryan Scott made a quick fire 28. Jaideep comes running. Oh, what a save. Fantastic save there by the wicketkeeper, who is probably Rudy, unless they made a change of UI Springfield. So with that breakthrough, not just Daniel, but the entire Jota team can be pretty happy about that. Ryan was looking as though he was going to collar the ball and take the game away from the Jota team. Here comes Jaideep. Right arm.
Bold.
Wow. Played across the line and paid the penalty of being bowled. Pretty good ball by it. Yep. Ball moved in as well as angling in, as well as swinging in. And Bashir made the mistake as well of playing across the line, looking to get it into the mid-wicket area, and he was bowled.
All 4 of his balls had tremendous movement into the wicket. Finally got one pitched just at the right point. So both openers gone.
Yeah.
Addy, the young 15-year-old, getting ready to face. Rather very interested in seeing progress in American college cricket doing a favour today.
.33 for 2, and Jaideep Reddy has 1 wicket from 9 runs. This is last ball of his second over. Comes running in, right arm. Wait, oh, what a dive. Ball. He got the swing in that one, but the ball was already pitched well outside the leg stump.
Yeah.
So once it started going away, Rudy, the wicketkeeper, had to stretch full length and still managed to get his hands on it, but not cleanly. So saved 4 byes there, 4 wides, possibly. So pretty good wicket keeping going on there. And I love to see wicket keepers in action. I'd say they don't get as much heralding as they should. Playing and missing outside the off stump there. That's Rahul Gurjala, one of our top batsmen. Let's see this.
That was close.
Yeah, that one went away a little instead of coming in. So it's a pretty good swinging bowling here from Jaideep Reddy.
Yeah.
In and out.
Bit of everything. 2 wides, a wicket, 4 dot balls. That's a
Smorgasbord.
smorgasbord of balls right there. But some very tough ones to play because they're moving 6 inches or more into the batsman. So you have to play them straight. Addy facing the last ball of the over. Oh no, it's Aditya's on now. The captain. He moves it the opposite direction.
Oh, speaking of movement, that one moved away, beat the bat completely. Very good ball from Aditya Sen to start his spell.
You got 2 good fast spinners bowling in opposite directions or opposite movement.
No, Aditya is bowling more medium pace now. This over. Which he's capable of doing. He bowls either spin or medium pace. There he comes once more. Yorker length.
Well played by Addy.
37 for 2. We're in the 5th over. So the scoring rate has been brought down from where Ryan Scott in his cameo took it. But it's still not bad.
I'm really enjoying seeing Addy bat. It's just great to see these youngsters facing up to the challenge.
Nice looking shot, but well fielded there, and overthrow will result, but backed up, so no further runs. Here he comes. Good ball, nicely played, but straight to a fielder. So as we see the shadows lengthening here, of course the highlight of the day so far has been the 95 by Nil Patel, a cameo of 28 off 11 balls by Ryan Scott. And no doubt there could be more to come. The required run rate is 7.87. The current run rate is 7.6 by the batting side, the sentence 11. So they're more or less where they need to be, and just need to consolidate right now. These are 2 new batsmen at the wicket, and so they should be able to, well, they need to just consolidate and then possibly speed it up towards the later overs. Outside the off stump, coming in a little bit. He plays nicely the backward point. And the man down there will stop it from being a boundary, but they get a couple. So Addy will move up by 2 runs. To 5.
Yours was off all the time?
Yeah.
Damn.
So you like it. JD bowling some aggressive stuff here.
Truly some great bowling. JD, for instance, is moving the ball both ways. Played nicely out into the offside there by Addy. They'll get a single. Not making it easy for these batsmen because they don't know if the ball is going to go away or in.
They're playing it straight, though.
Which is the right thing to do. And you go swinging across the line could be a downfall.
Which is actually what Ryan found out when he hit that ball thick edge.
Oh. And that's 4 runs. The one thing if you want to say I like about that, though, is at least he got out doing what he was doing, which is hitting the ball.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
not applauding defensive shot, which was against his grain. He was in full flow.
28 runs and just a few balls.
Yeah,
It
so it
was glorious to watch. But with this level of batting and bowling, it's probably the right approach.
Jaideep comes in. Dugout goes back to the bowler, and there'll be no run. So Rahul is yet to show us his class, his batting skills. Jaideep once more, right arm, smooth run up, nice delivery. Outside the off stump. Earl flashes at that. Lucky for him, that was nowhere near the ball.
Yeah, Sentence team doing a good job of staying in the game here.
Yeah, 7.71 is a good run rate. The required run rate right now is 7.84. As long as they don't allow that to get away. And that one's played straight to the fielder, but they rightly went for a single. And at a minimum, that's what you need to do if you're not getting the ball away to the boundary. Now at Moosa here, there are some trees ringing the field. It's not in a heavily populated area, even though that could change. There is going to be some construction of some apartment buildings in the future. And, of course, it's Texas, so it's a lot of flat land. So looking off into the distance, it's basically the sky. Unlike if you were in California, for instance, you'd be seeing mountains. And quiet, generally speaking. But as we said, all of that could change in the future. Pretty good area for a cricket ground. Ample space for parking and further development. With the T20 World Cup coming to the U.S. in 2024, there'll be games that, of course, a lot of them will be played in Broward Stadium in Florida, which we, American college cricket, have been using since 2009, and of course widely acknowledged as being a primary reason for keeping that stadium alive for many years. Nice shot. Will that run away to the boundary? Yes, it does. What a glorious shot. And that was Rahul. Yep. Let's see the replay. Lovely shot. That's the Rahul Gurujala we know.
Yeah, he's got to play his shots, and that's one of his first boundaries, and it's nice to see him beginning to open up a little bit.
Yeah, and that one was outside of the off stump, so it was sort of ripe for, a shot like that, or leaving it alone since it was wide of the off stump. But in T20, you generally don't want to waste the ball by leaving it alone. And we saw a glorious shot as a result. So Gorjala moves up to 9, and that'll, of course, give him the reinforcement that can only help him in terms of playing his shots. Rudy behind the wicket. Rudy's from University of Illinois Springfield. Aditya Sen, University of Florida. Bowls nicely clipped off the pads into the mid-wicket area, and they get a couple. Nice run in between the wicket, which in turn leads to the fielder not picking up cleanly. That's why I always say batsmen should run every run, especially in this format of the game, very fast, as though they intend on going for another. Even when it doesn't seem as though you can go for another, because by doing so, you put the fielder under pressure, right, David?
That's right, yeah. They have a pretty good understanding, these two batsmen. It's nice to see, especially with the youngster. Running that first one fast. That basic habit is something that's not happening in youth cricket at the moment.
It's funny you should say that, because I was going to ask you, do you teach that in your coaching?
Yeah.
Yeah, to me that's elementary. Your first run has to be fast, no matter what. You hit the ball down to long off and it looks like it's a comfortable single. No, run that first run fast. Let that fielder be under pressure to either run in to pick it up quicker or something, and then you could get an overthrow or a misfield.
That's the point. You have to be alert, ready for that second run.
Yeah, all the time. And it's only 20 overs, so why not?
Exactly.
It's not test cricket where you got to play 5 days. So do it. Maximize your scoring opportunities. Nice looking shot into the offside. Definitely has the skill set, Addy.
Yeah. No, it's nice to watch. We've got a few more years to watch him.
Nice shot. Place this differently. So this will go for 4. Lovely placement there. He opened the face of the bat more, so it would not go to where the previous shot went to. And sure enough, he got rewarded for it with a boundary.
Just cut off there. But definitely confidence rising there for Addy.
So Rahul is on 12. Addy is on 8.
And it's a game of partnerships. I put on about 20 together.
Best of all, they're keeping the run rate where it should be, not letting it get away from them. So still just 7.77 required run rate, and the current run rate of the sentence 11 is 7.86.
Change of bowling here, Lloyd. What do you think? Vamsi. He actually got to bat in this game too.
I keep forgetting my rule. My rule is that I must get some batting, but I never remember to implement it. What kind of lawmaker am I? It's written into the laws of American college cricket.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, that I'm supposed to get some batting. Full toss, stroked into the offside.
A full toss can be a difficult ball to get away, especially like that on the offside.
And it also catches you by surprise because it's coming at you directly. Boom.
Yep.
So it's slightly faster than it would be if it bounced off the ground.
Batsman changing his guard for Vamsi. Let's way wide.
And that's dives and saves it. We've seen the wicketkeeper Rudy having to do a lot of diving.
Yeah. He saved quite a few runs back there.
If I had to go back in time, I think, apart from being a fast bowler, I think I'd like to be a wicketkeeper. Nice looking shot. Glorious cut there. Will it get to the boundary? The man down on the boundary runs around and stops it from 4. But it was a lovely shot. Let's look at it. Delightful.
Controlled, wrists on the ground too. Nothing uppy. Maximizing the ground.
Here comes Bamsey. Right arm.
These two batting very well together.
Yes, and they're keeping the scoreboard ticking. You know, actually slightly increasing the scoring rate. They're now up to 8.05. So, very good batting.
Keeping it ticking over.
Yeah, they're not giving up, you know, the start that they got from Ryan Scott. Oh, and that's a glorious shot.
Go right underneath that. Anticipated that beautifully.
Try to wait for my cue though.
Mm. Yeah.
So, delightful shot there. 2 delightful shots. 13 and 11 were Rahul on 13, Aditya on 11. 60 for 2. We're in the 8th over. Scoring rate inching up, and Bamsey nicely touched into the onside there. And on this outfield, the ball is running, David.
It is. It's dried out beautifully. Clip that off his pads. Bouncing along there.
And this is the kind of cricket that you can encourage as long as you make your outfields better.
Yep. Well, that's why you need more dedicated cricket grounds in the United States. I mean, that outfield is so crucial to high-level cricket. Quick run scoring, all of it. You can't do it in a briar patch.
No. As Vamsey comes in. Clipped away again. And this one, will it get to the boundary? No, the man runs around. He's well placed, so he's able to come around and stop it from going for 4. But it is also a reason for getting the game out of these public parks. Not necessarily getting it out, but getting facilities that are better than public parks, private facilities, because then you can cut the grass to the appropriate level. So even if the wicket itself is an artificial wicket, the outfield can allow you to play shots, ground shots, which really can enhance the game and as well as enhance your game and opportunity. When you go overseas to play, you're not hitting the ball in the air and getting out.
Yeah, I mean, I think the parks did a good job of maintaining the leagues, and at a time when there wasn't much money in the game. Now, obviously, there is minor league cricket, major league cricket coming in next year, and also a lot more competition. So, you know, all of these complexes of cricket where we're getting this short grass is going to improve the quality of cricket in the United States. There's no doubt about it, and it's ready, and the money is there to make it happen. So it's just really a question of will on the part of the administrators.
Well, that's where I feel the will should have been there, the vision should have been there, that you strive for outfields going back years.
Yeah.
Because it's so important for the game, but that wasn't recognized. People mainly talked about turf wickets instead of talking about outfields.
Yeah.
And that to me is where the vision just wasn't there. And, you know, so we're late coming to the table.
But we're at the table, that's the main thing. I love the way these two are batting. They're clipping the ball off their pads well. They're playing the whole oval. You're seeing some good batting. playing within themselves. They're not Ryan. They can't play like him, but they're still keeping the score rotating. And we're above what we got on the last match. So that's good too. Sentence team continuing to roll here.
So this is Bhaskar Trivedi bowling. Bhaskar has been a key person for University of Texas Arlington and has been important to us executing the overall weekend here. And Bhaskar. Interesting angle of his run-up.
Yeah.
He's
Kind
almost
of like both of them like in using the way they use the angles. I saw Asif Iqbal in Columbus earlier this year. Same use of angles. Throws that one up. Stretched out beautifully, the batsman, to hit that.
You said Asif Iqbal?
Yeah.
The Pakistani
he
batsman
was in town,
all-rounder from back
Yeah.
in the day? Yeah, I saw him play.
Yeah.
Delightful batsman.
Yeah. Quite a lot of these players now coming over to make a living here.
Oh, he was an awesome all-rounder.
Mm-hmm.
A delightful batsman to watch.
Well played there.
I must say the field setting is pretty good because we're seeing some good shots, but their fielders, get into the ball
Yep.
and stopping, a big boundary or something, generally speaking. So the field setting has been pretty good by Aditya, the captain.
That's quite the shot. Ball going opposite direction and coming down on it. You've got to be pretty confident to play that.
Got it away effectively, and they got a single. And I must say my glasses are working fantastic.
Excellent.
I haven't been shedding tears today,
Well, that's nothing to shed tears about, or
despite
Just
looking
some
into
great
the
cricket.
glare. The anti-glare is working really well. Flighted nicely, steered into the offside, and they got a single. Scoreboard ticking, gradually bringing that scoring rate down, required scoring rate, 73 for 2 of 8.4 overs. And the required run rate is 7.34 now. As I said, that about the tears, there's one rolling down my cheek now.
great shot there by Eddie, punching it through on the offside.
So Rahul Gurujala moves on to 22 off 16 deliveries. Aditya moves on to 17 off 16, 75 for 2 after 9 overs. And the run rate is 8.33. The required run rate for the remainder of the runs is 81 off 11 overs, which is 7.36.
Aditya in the last game got 15 runs. He was the second highest scorer. He's scored more than that now. So he's having
No, that's a different
a good
Aditya.
experience here.
That was
Same.
Aditya Sen.
No, this is Aditya here is Adi. He's the guy.
Yeah, the person who scored 17 was Aditya.
No, he also
Sen.
this Aditya scored 15 in the previous
Right.
game.
Oh, yes. My apologies.
I have a good memory for these things. You don't have to challenge me on that. So he's benefiting from this experience.
So you're watching the American College Cricket All-Star Series 2021. And, of course, our next major tournament will be the National Championship, March 16th to the 20th in Fort Lauderdale, of course. And, as usual, since 2016, our national semis and finals have been on Sony. And Sling has been the sponsor. And this is Lickett.
Another great stop there by the wicketkeeper. He's been busy today.
Very busy. And doing a pretty good job.
Looking tired doing it now.
He must have stopped quite a number of boundaries.
Been full stretch on several. I like Adi or Aditya's attitude, you know, it's just very calm out there in the middle.
Yeah, and together with Raul, they're moving the score along, so they're not falling behind the scoring rate.
Handling the pressure well. Lovely dip shot.
Nice pickup by the man on the boundary. On the run.
Yeah, I was chatting to Addy's father earlier today, and he's very excited about the way his son is progressing.
Yeah, I could see that because he's looked, you know, quite good here today in both innings. Oh, nice.
That was really nice, the way he adjusted to that shot as he saw the direction of the ball. Good situational awareness there.
Yeah. And use of the, you know, the body in terms of understanding where you are, where the ball is coming.
A lot of the younger batsmen, they don't check their guard as much as these guys are doing, and constantly adjusting their guards.
You know, when I played, we didn't play a whole lot of highly organized cricket. Most of the games you played were pick-up, you know, because there wasn't enough of that organized level of cricket. But I'll get back to that. Nice looking shot there by Raul. Not hit very hard, so they'll just go for a single. But I've never in my life took a guard from the umpire.
Oh, really?
Yeah, never.
Yeah.
I would just settle that where I thought it should be, and that was it. I figure I know where the stumps are. I know where the middle stump is. I batted basically what you'd say is middle guard, middle stump guard.
Yeah.
But I didn't go through all the motions. Nice stop there by the keeper.
He's definitely saved runs there.
I was, you know, and I find it a little, I know it's a tradition, but I do find it, you know, it's maybe even, why is it necessary, sort of?
Yeah. Well, at this level, the batsmen are adjusting to the sort of balls they're facing, and they know how they position themselves on the ball, so it's really nice to see that sort of precision.
So for instance, if I did that as well, you know, if you saw a bowler was pitching a certain place and you needed to move, maybe even out of your crease to come, you know, to get them, throw them off their line or length, you made adjustments, but initially most of your adjustments were from your standard batting position. You would move your body accordingly to get to the ball. And of course we used in those days our feet more than now.
Oof, he missed that one.
A good start back by Aditya Sen. Ooh.
Yeah, that was inches, less than inches on that off stump there.
Came in there, was like an inch.
The other thing the batsmen are doing nowadays are dealing with sweat with the different gloves and different weighted bats too.
Nice shot there.
Lovely. Squeezes that one through beautifully.
Now, you see, I understand, you know, changes, etc. But I think also you can retain things that have worked in the past.
Oh, the kernel of the game,
yeah,
absolutely.
if you, especially if you're
Yeah,
exposed to it, look at it and see how it can still benefit you now.
yeah.
You know, and I'm not sure that that's there.
Oh, lovely
Nice
shot.
shot, yeah.
Giving an exhibition, really, on how to handle this variety of bowling.
Right, and keeping the scoreboard moving,
Yeah.
even without the big boundaries. I mean, this is delightful.
It's quite a contrast to Ryan's innings, and yet it's still as effective. And they put on about 50 runs for this partnership.
I'll tell you in a second.
If ever there's an example of how to keep the score going, this is it.
Aditya hasn't scored a boundary.
Right. He had that two, that one was about to go and then stopped for two. Good aggressive running. Nothing like it. You got to be fit.
So
the other thing.
33. Yeah, they've now got 52 runs partnership.
Excellent. No, to be commended with them. This is the first decent partnership the Sentences team has had for the
Yeah,
the day.
pretty. Delightful batting.
Yeah, I mean nothing unusual, just plugging away on a consistent basis.
I would love to put that as a clinic in
Yeah.
one approach to batting in T20 cricket. You got the scoreboard moving.
Yeah.
Aditya, for example, has not scored a boundary, but he's at 20 runs
Yeah.
and keeping the scoreboard moving. And they're not looking in danger. Of course, we do know in cricket anytime anything can happen, but just confidence and getting their team
Understanding
towards
between the
the total needed. Wide outside the off stump. The batsman didn't need to play at that, but
Yeah, the umpire was thinking about it, but
just within the parameters, I guess. Oh, lovely shot.
that clip shot has brought a lot of runs. And that's Aditya again.
Oh, man. His father's got to be pretty happy with how
the
he's
settings
watching
is
this.
excellent,
Yeah. The context and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the American College Cricket All-Star Weekend, and normally we do USA versus Canada, but in this case we just brought together 24 American college cricket players, and this one is struck in the air, but it's very safe, and it's 4 runs. So one of the first big shots in a while,
Yeah.
even though the scoreboard has been moving, and Rahul Gurjala moves up to 28 of 22 deliveries. Aditya has 22 off 25. And the run rate right now is 7.8. The required run rate is 7.8. So they're exactly on. And we see a picture there of Saki.
Thank you, Saki.
Hello, how are you?
Excellent. The ground is just beautiful today. You've done a superb
Thank you.
job. And broadcast facilities are really the best in the country at the moment. So thank you.
Yeah, and the picture, the clarity and everything, tremendous.
I think we have an injury here on the field, which would be a great shame after the way these two have been running. It's been great to watch. Has it got a bit of cramp, perhaps? Yeah, it looks like a cramp. All that running. Hydration is so important in this game.
So I see Rahul is playing really good.
Did you
cricket.
see who it was? Was
Yeah.
it Adi or Rahul?
Rahul's had a
Oh, it's Rahul.
good day today. Yeah.
And the way Ryan Scott was playing, that was beautiful. Well, he wanted to finish the inning.
Yes,
maybe
28.
early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a good contrast in styles. You got the hard hitter and the quick bat release, and then pushing away on the runs and running well between the wickets. So you're getting quite an education.
Did you see the 95 by Neil Patel, Saki?
Oh yeah, he's fantastic.
And then a cameo of 28 by Ryan Scott.
Yeah, I joined a little bit late. I had to go to drop the guy, but when I came back, he was playing great, and it was very unfortunate the way he got out.
Yeah.
He could have easily scored 100, but he's miscued it and went to the third man, and it was brilliantly taken.
Are you hearing him?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, he was brilliantly taken. And it looks as though Rahul may be carried off, which is such a shame because they just hit the 50-odd partnership and they were running away with the game, frankly, at 92 for 2. So it's a big loss. Running away with the game, frankly, at 92 for 2. So it's a big loss. So what is the injury?
Looks like his hamstring.
Yeah. That's nobody wants to see that.
Is this Rahul the same guy who was in minor league cricket?
I'm not sure, Saki. I don't know whether Lloyd knows.
No, that's another Rahul. But this Rahul is pretty good. In 2019, he was our top all-rounder at Nationals.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we got a batsman that can pick up where Rahul left off, because he did a magnificent job out there in the middle. Coming off injured. In Test cricket, of course, they probably want to play him back but now we've got a new batsman coming in to play off against this situation.
So let's see who the new batsman is.
All-star. Oh, and this is out. There you go. Break. That's the luck of this game.
Yeah, damn.
So the magic was broken with that injury.
Yeah, such a pity.
Yeah. And the breakthrough occurs.
We were getting a clinic in, keeping the scoreboard ticking.
Absolutely.
I mean, it was a clinic, and then that injury, and now this is Citroen going in. Citroen is a pretty good batsman, and perhaps he can pick up where is needed.
Well, there's no question they've shown that this game can be won. And now can we find two batsmen that can bring it home? We've got a brand new partnership. It's like opening up all over again.
Yeah.
With 8 overs to go.
8 overs, 64 runs needed. Required run rate is exactly 8. The current run rate is 7.67, but on the other hand, it's two new batsmen, completely new at the wicket.
Yeah.
So it'll be fascinating to see what they can do. Oh, wait.
Anyway, the sentence teams put up a much better fight second time around, Lloyd. With more or less the same personnel.
Yeah.
Except for Ryan.
Go ahead, I gotta go tell them.
Okay.
Put on a helmet.
So, new partnership in the making here. In we come. Pops. Pushes that one back. What was remarkable about the previous partnership was the understanding the two batsmen had, Rahul and Adi. Hopefully we can get this going again. That was close. And it's out. So, a most unfortunate injury leads to a breakthrough. So I guess we're out LBW. All of a sudden, 92 for 4 from 92 for 2. Kinal Patel picks up a wicket. Siraj is out second ball. So in comes Saki. Beginning to get it a bit darker here in the stadium. We'll definitely see out this game, but the Knights are pulling in. So our run rate is 7.46, still required. Just under 8 overs to go. Canal haven't picked up a wicket. Sentence team 92 for 5. Wicketkeeper has done an excellent job behind the stumps today. Probably saved about 20 runs. Trying to muscle that ball out of the way, but nothing doing. Yeah, I've got a little comedy going on in the middle there, which is kind of fun to watch. So I keep playing wide. It's not comfortable yet out there. Still has yet to get in line with the ball.
Perfect example of what can just happen.
Yeah.
I mean, the injury and then everything just changed in a flash.
Certainly does.
So now sentence is 11, look in danger of not getting this total here. 5 wickets gone, 1 injured batsman. Rehan is a big hitter, so maybe he can do something. But it's still nevertheless such a big change. 3 wickets and an injured player, retired hurt.
Yeah.
That's effectively 4 wickets. It's his calf muscle. He seems to have pulled or at least strained.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he's now going to be playing.
Oh.
So it's effectively 6 wickets down for 93 runs right now. And look, you can see the run rate required is going up.
Yeah, the pressure is building.
Yeah, Ryan is a big boy, so let's see if he can put some of that size into hitting a few sixes as the light gets dim as well.
Yes. Definitely dimming.
I think it was Donna Summer who asked dim all the lights.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, yeah. He's certainly taken some big swings.
He's taken a lot of swings, but he's not putting the wood on the ball, unfortunately.
Maybe
He's not stroke playing. He's
going for some big
hard
swings.
hitting.
Well, if he connects with a couple of them.
Yeah.
Oh, that ball
That's a wide.
swung in the air and everything.
I think he needs to get that adrenaline under control a little bit. He's
Well,
hit that
let's
one.
see where that goes. There's a man down there.
Pick up a couple. A little bit uppish. That's what I enjoyed about Addy's innings. The shots were on the ground just about all
Yeah,
the time.
yep. So Ran Kapoor on strike. He didn't quite see
How
where
was
that
that
one
one?
went.
What the heck? I touched it. I don't go for it. Not quite sure where the ball's going yet. Got 4 runs though.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone valuable.
Mhm.
And if he can connect with a couple of those big swings, a couple of sixes, can,
Turn the game around.
yeah, bring it back to the sentence 11. No, I would think,
Way outside leg.
yeah.
Why not? Why not appeal that?
Hey, it hit the pad.
It worked at the beginning of the over. Well, it'd be nice to get 100 based on.
Well, that's
Well, we played last time.
Citroen, who's a batsman. You know, he's playing primarily as a batsman, even though he's an all-rounder. So I not sure about his shot selection in this particular few balls of this over, but he's looked, you know, pretty good at other times.
So 97 for 5. And the run rate is 6.93.
Yeah, you see, the required run rate now is 9.83.
Yeah.
So things are slipping
that's
away.
that's what. Yeah, we are behind. Yeah.
Yeah, things are slipping away, and that's the problem, you know, with everything that happened in that short space of time. It just wrecks the scoring rate.
Mm-hmm. Could not have come at a worse time.
Uh-oh. It's frozen.
Yeah. Hits this one for a single.
I'll be back.
Yeah. Score moves on to 98 for 5. We've got a frozen screen at the moment. We're going to see what we can do there. With a little bit of wind, we could have had some camera damage. But I'll do ball by ball, BBC style. Coming in now, delivery. Pushes it on the leg side for a single. The score moves on to 99 for 5. So the Joda team on top at the moment. Again, back foot, go push that on the offside. Be another 2 runs on this. The score goes up to 101. Well run there, final. As it begins to quickly darken here at the, in every sense of the term, at the Moosa Stadium. Again, pushes out on the leg side for a single. 102 for 5. So Rehan on 8 and Emmanuel on 1. Partnership now of around about 10 runs. So we need those partnerships. Kunal Patel bowling. And that one's up and catchable. And caught. Again, the wicketkeeper in the action. He's had a good game. So, score moves on to 102 for 6. Five off the over and then a wicket. So the run rate now 10.45 and 5.1 overs left. And as Lloyd comes in, we now have the picture back. He must have sorted out those cameras for us.
You know, my genius.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, we've got to thank the people working behind the scenes, specifically Bhardwaj. And here we are back in the action, looking to see if Rehan and Emmanuel Citran can do this for the sentence 11. It's Rehan on strike.
That's a lovely shot. So the end of the over, 103 for 6.
5 overs and basically 49 runs left. Basically 10.6 runs and over. Still doable. But
If we bring Ryan in again, are we allowed to bring him again?
maybe we should. Maybe I should authorize that. Who's in charge? I believe I'm the guy.
Yeah. That would ruin the dynamics of the game, I think.
You sure? Yeah, I'm considering it.
We talked about the kernel of the game, right? Keeping the essentials. I think that's one of the essentials.
Oh, okay. All right. You made your point.
And I'm speaking against my own interests. That's not good. Altruism is not a good trait in this society.
You know, it's interesting, the boundary board all the way across the field is showing the smart choice ad. Of course, this is a big screen.
Right. All right. Pick that one up. Will that go for a boundary?
No, there's a man down there.
Pick up a couple. Don't want any more delays. It's getting dark fast.
Yeah. And Citran was out. So
yeah,
the last of the specialist batsmen are gone. And with one retired hurt.
This is good. Oh, and an overthrow. You see, there's that example we were talking about earlier.
Yep.
Those little extra runs make all the difference. Jaydeep, a good bowler. Moves that ball fast. Changes his line all over. Oh, that was not the shot.
No, it was not.
There was an example of changing that line. And that's got a wicket.
Yeah, it wasn't really the shot we needed to see.
So Sentence really in trouble. At 108 for 7 now. It's been a good fight, though.
Yeah, everything changed with
There was
when
a point where
Raul Gurjala hurt himself. That calf injury.
Yeah.
That changed everything. Adi got out immediately after. And then a couple of wickets fell. So the game just turned completely around. Up to that point, we saw some delightful cricket.
It's always nice to see two batsmen in the flow. Good understanding as they're doing it.
Yeah, it was a clinic.
Oof, Jaydeep is a dangerous bowler. You don't.
Yeah, he moves the ball in, out.
Yeah.
And he bowls with a lot of intelligence. So it keeps you guessing.
And generally on the length.
Yes.
Bump ball.
He has taken 2 wickets in this innings so far.
Yeah.
24 runs. Did get a bit of stick from Ryan Scott.
Yeah. Oof, that was close. Played right over that. So 3 dots. You can't afford those at this stage of the game.
That was within an inch of the stump.
Oh, yeah. It was lucky it was a dot, not a W. So, the Joda 11 on their winning track again today. So, score 108 for 7. So Dan, you're into bowl. He's 1 for 24. So it'll be his 3rd over.
So Danya comes back. 1 for 24. He did take...
Well hit. Lands in the middle of the field. Couple of runs. It's getting dark quick, Lloyd, huh?
Yeah. I'm contemplating right now whether the game should be called right now.
Score 110 for 7. 16.2. Oh, we've got the triple Nelson now. 111 for 7. Lovely shot. Just be a single. I love the scrap the Sentence team is showing. Like keeping that ball rotating. Danya comfortable on his run up. Bangs it down. There's a push out to the offside for a single. Got a couple on that. So run rate 12.6 now, 42 needed. Batsmen doing what they can.
Rihanna has 19, so despite the swinging and missing, he's managed to get some runs on the board.
It's a scrappy innings. He's just been getting edges here and there, but staying in there and putting some runs on the board. He's like the Rock of Gibraltar at the moment.
Shrouded in mist.
and darkness. Oh, he picks that one up. Just lands between the two fielders. There'll be a single on that, so he's up to 20. Aditya, captain, calming things down there in the middle. 3 overs left. Run rate moves up to 13.6. $115 for 7. 41 needed to win. I think we'll just get this game done, but it will be pretty dark by the time they come off. Lloyd's just gone out. May want to talk to the captains to see whether they want to continue. But I think it's pretty clear who's going to win this game. Saki continue to put runs on the board. Nice little hit there. Agnew, just one so far. He gets that one. Oh, he hits Rehan on the helmet. Oh, that's just such a freak accident. Takes out another batsman. That is a clear example of wearing a helmet. A lot of batsmen tend to think that you wear it just when you're facing the bowling, but there was an example of him at the other end getting absolutely hammered by his own player. So if he had not had that helmet, that would have been a major injury. So that's worth looking at again, because he gets to drink and probably get a bit of a bruise on his nose, but that would have been absolutely, because there was no way he got to that in time without that helmet. That would have been major facial damage. So he lives to fight. On goes the helmet. More than paid for itself. $60 a pop, those things. How very fortunate. If he decided to just take it off and wear a cap because he didn't respect the bowling, it would have been a problem. So now, with a little more time gone, is there going to be a meeting in the middle with the captains? Looks as though the players are coming off. So the game, 116 for 7. Called off for dim light. And it was a good game. So I think Jota wins this on a knockout, literally. And another 40 runs needed from 2.5 overs with a run rate of 14.12 with the darkness descending. And that last could have been a major injury. We'll call the game closed. So, Jota 2, Sentence 0. Thanks for being with us today. And we'll rejoin you here tomorrow for another of the All-Star games, and then I think All-Stars versus Arlington, Texas, which is one of the American college cricket teams. And as Lloyd has mentioned, the regular championship will be back in Fort Broward in March the 14th through the 20th. We'll be playing with 16 teams, so get your names in, the teams that want to play. And that'll be on Sony Live TV. Thanks for being with us. See you tomorrow.